we go. I think we're pretty much ready to roll. Oh, turn that music off. Apologies. It's night again. The old FelsBrunn map. So, first things first is to have a look at where we are with growth states. Okay, so 1920 are growing wheat, and yeah, they're coming along. 26, 27 are canola and soybeans, and then we've got field 28. I'm just switching grass off so I can see what state that's on. Okay, so we're basically ready to cut some grass again, and although it's night, might as well be getting on with that, I reckon. So we put a lot of hay in the loft last time I cut the grass, so this time around we are simply gonna put it for silage instead. So a bit simpler job in some ways, because it's got a cotton line, pick it up and dump it in. So that's the main thing that we are going to be doing today, at least right away, and we'll see how the other fields get on. Put a bit more light on here, get the shed opened. This is where we keep most of the grass equipment in here. So I'm just going to hop in and get a mower connected up here. If any of you took part in the past live stream, I think I made a mistake and only had the kind of top chat thing enabled. So if anybody tried to leave comments and weren't picked up, I do apologize, but that should be fixed now at least. I hope the sound is okay. I have been having some small issues with crackle coming through on the microphone. I think they should be fixed by now. So, but do let me know if it looks like there's still any issues here. But, I'm cracking on and cutting some grass. It's a little bit difficult to see exactly where the edge of the field is here in the darkness, but I might get a bit of extra grass out of it. Right now I'm not going to be using a worker, since there really isn't a lot of other things to do, so we're just going to focus on this grass work here. It's obviously a bit annoying having it running in the darkness, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to at least go to times 15 and until we get some daylight, and then I'll probably knock it back down to times 5, which tends to be the default speed that I'm running on. I did plow field 28 up to make it quite a bit larger than it was before, but admittedly I'm getting slightly lost in the darkness now. I think I just cut a massive cone out of it. Anyway, we'll pick that up once we get a little bit more daylight on the map again. So for now, it's really just cutting grass. So as it said on the title, there's about 50 hours on this map now. Have a decent amount. We have 116,000 euros in the bank, which is pretty good. But the next target really is about 180 to be able to buy field number 18, and I think it comes in at about 180,000 euros. So that's kind of what we're aiming for. Then after that, the next stage to try and get to is to get a bigger combine harvester. We got the New Holland starter one right now, and it's doing the job, but it would really be nice to have a bigger one. And I reckon the Massey Ferguson next up should do the trick, but once you include a grain header into that, it's still about 250,000 euros, so we need the field first, so we can speed up income generation and so forth, and then shortly after that I'm hoping to be able to start moving into livestock. I haven't really made up my mind. The only livestock we have right now are chickens, and yeah, I mean, they make a little bit of money, but it's not really a huge thing, so I would like to move up and start thinking about some other type of livestock. I haven't quite made up my mind. Traditionally I've mainly done cows. I still kind of struggle slightly with the whole pig concept in terms of you just gotta produce more and more pigs, I guess, but I guess that's doable. It might be an interesting thing to try, but we would need to invest in root crop equipment and everything as well, really, to keep them productive. So for the time being, I think it may be cows or sheep, but it would also be nice to try horses. We actually got a pile of oats with plenty of hay and straw, so actually horses could be a very real thing. I haven't really, I've seen a couple of videos about how they increase to about £50,000 per horse after a while. I think most people I've seen doing horses also tend to use the horse helper mod, which I haven't got right now, but I'm sure I could get it. So that is an option as well. And then of course there's also the fact that it might be nice to have a farmhouse so we could sleep at night instead. But to be honest, the way that crop cycles still move when you don't have seasons, I miss seasons from 17 a lot. Yeah, so when you don't have seasons, skipping a whole night can actually be a bit of an issue, because if you're trying to keep high productivity and keep the fields going and everything like that, you do run the risk then of losing out on some fertilizing of the field, or if you get weeds, then suddenly you need to do an extra pass just to be able to keep up. Ooh, oh no, missing bits here. It's not a huge issue. Like I said, I'm cutting the grass for silage this time. It's just going to go in the pit, ferment it, and then we're going to sell it. We don't have livestock, and I don't think it would be necessary to keep the silage around right now, because we're still a little while away in terms of how I see the map going in setting up for livestock. The other part of setting up for livestock is really where I either start sacrificing some fields somewhere, or I need to start thinking quite seriously about changing layouts, or finding a completely separate area for a livestock farm. That has its own challenges, so like I say, I think that's still a little bit into the future on this map. But at least we're getting through this grass relatively quickly. We're now at 5 o'clock in the morning, so thankfully it won't be dark for too much longer. So that should be okay. So I have been downloading some mods. Admittedly, I've mainly just stuck to things on ModHub. Obviously there's quite a few things starting to come through already there. My understanding was really that Giants was going to be on Christmas and New Year holiday until the 7th of January, but quite a few things have actually started appearing already. And I pulled some of those down, including the real clock mod you can see up in the top right corner. That's really just for me to try and keep track on time and how long I'm spending on this game. Sometimes it can be quite handy, especially late at night when you keep thinking, I'll just do one more thing. There we go. That's a little bit of daylight coming in. I don't know if anybody else has experienced. I do find that the cuts in light levels is quite dramatic, and it kind of goes very quickly up. So now I can kind of see this corner down here that I missed out, so we might as well do this bit as well if I can. I find that there's almost too much slope here, so the mower tends to leave out the bottom lip because I can't span over it. This is the worst part of the field, to be honest. It's very, very hilly right here, and I did plow it, but I'm finding that helpers and the like struggle with this corner, so I tend to do most of this field on manual, to be honest. But yeah, if you like watching any of the 19 videos, or if you'd much prefer to see the return of the Farming Simulator 17 videos, do drop a comment, even if you're watching this stream at a later stage. Let me know. As always, hitting like and subscribe is welcome. Helps me know that there's an interest in the content, and which bits there's most interest in as well, of course. There we go. So that is our cutting done. Next bit is to get it lined up, and then we have a forage wagon to use for collection. I haven't got a baler yet. I guess that's yet another thing to add to the list of things to get. But I do like my farmyard. I'm quite pleased with this pack. If you're not familiar with it, I left a link to Farmer Klein's video that reviewed the mod. That also includes links to where you can find it. Oh, I forgot to do that. I just wanted to disconnect like that. And I'll just pick up the liner over here in the other shed. Close this one up first. Let's jump in cap here for this bit so you can make sure you don't destroy anything in the process. Here we go. It's a lot nicer when you can see a little bit on the map, that's for sure. Let's get off the road here. I don't know if you've noticed they're very aggressive beeping in 19, but they don't give you much time to get out of the road before they start really honking the horn at you. I suppose that's fair enough. That's probably more like real life. I live in the countryside in Scotland, and I experience a lot of very impatient drivers whenever they come across a farmer, even down the back roads where you really would expect this to be a fairly commonplace thing. I have to admit I'm a little bit more patient. After all, it's their livelihood. I use the road as well, but you know, there's got to be room for everybody. So I'm just going to try and run a strip along the bottom here, because it gets sometimes quite difficult to pick up on the slope here, so I find it better to drive along like this. So basically go around the edge of the field and then start doing lines up and down. Now it's a lovely morning, so just kind of knock the speed back down to ×5, so we'll stay in the daylight a little bit longer here. Yeah, here's that really sharp bit where even the liner is struggling to do something sensible with this field. It's probably a bit optimistic when I plow it out all the way to the edge there. Just lift here, get around, and then we'll start doing lines. In fact, I guess theoretically we could get a worker to do this and then start picking up ourselves. Maybe. I do still find that they struggle a bit with this particular field, but might be worth a shot. Let's see if we can get them lined up reasonably sensible. They'll probably leave a massive gap here at the beginning unless I actually pull up somewhere around here maybe. And see if we can get a worker going on that without making a complete mess of it. No guarantees. So we will get New Holland warmed up. This is the T6. And right inside our hayloft here, there's a really convenient area for parking out the forage wagon. The only thing is, last time got a bit of a knock when I closed the door, so gonna have to see if I can get it back out again. Nothing else, then just push it back a bit like that, and then hopefully we can now. Nope, still can't snag it. Right. This is not how to do it, really. It's definitely not how to do it. Hello there, Clement Harold. How are you doing? You caught me at just the worst possible time where I'm shunting around a forage wagon in a highly inappropriate way inside my hay shed, because we're trying to get it out, and I managed to wedge it into the wall last time, but a little bit of dancing and we should do okay here. There we go. That's better. And then we can get over, start picking up some grass and put it down in the silage clamp. Oh, morning traffic. Let's see. Here we go. I think I can make it across now. Just get the pickup going straight away. So we're getting a decent amount of grass out of this, actually. Yeah, it's like, so that's going to be 6,000 in a line. That's pretty good. It's of course only the small wagon that holds 23,000 litres, so it's going to take a couple of runs over to the pit, but that's okay because it is literally just across the road from here, so it's not a big issue. And get that silage sorted out. It always struggles on this side. even with a full upgrade to 175 horsepower, this part of the hill is pretty steep, I have to admit. But if I could just get the last bit in here, then we've got a full wagon, and we don't have to try and climb this bit again, so that'd be quite good. Oh, just up here. And then that's us pretty much full with the first load anyway. There we go. So we've got a worker running, lining up, and we're going to get this field sorted out pretty quickly. Traffic has died down. As you can see, silage pit is just down here. So this should be relatively straightforward. I'll try and pull up a bit so we don't end up having to climb over an absolute mountain every single time. Don't know if anybody else has experienced the issues with getting a tiny lip of grass sticking out when you cover up the bunker. I haven't had massive issues with it. I've been able to manage to just pick up the silage, but I saw some people talking about problems of the whole load turning into grass. So obviously I've been trying to avoid it, but I don't know if it was fixed in the 1.2 beta patch. It is possible. Like I said, I really haven't had massive issues with it, but then I think this is my third or fourth load of silage in that clamp, so it's not like I've made tons out of it yet. And a wide turn here, try and pick up every line. I guess I could do alternating lines instead, but since we've still got the worker going up the other end of the field, well, I'll try and stay down here for now. Let's make it okay. There we go. So yeah, once the silage work is done, we need to check for weeds in the fields, obviously. I think I still got a little bit of fertilizing to do on the two fields over from here that I also own. And then hopefully by then we'll start seeing the wheat coming through. Down on the field right next to the farm, and we'll be ready to start doing some harvesting. So that's pretty much full again. So here we go. There's another load going down to the pit. Try and keep it roughly down in the same area, but start seeing if we can compact a little bit at the same time and flatten it out, just so we don't end up with a massive pile just in one particular place. It's not the most elegant way of doing it, but there we go. It's starting to flatten out a little bit. There are a couple of peaks on there. don't currently have a leveler for the pit. I have to admit I never used them very much in FS17. I actually found it was just as easy to just keep riding over the pit instead. So we're going to have to move the Valtra up there at some point, so we can get access to the last couple of lines, but pretty sure we can do another load first. Sorry about that. So I reckon we're going to get three and a bit loads, so that's 3 times 23, that's 69,000 plus a bit, so 70,000 litres into the pit and turn into silage. It's not a massive amount of money, but hey, given that it's relatively quick work to do this, it's well worth it, I reckon. There's a little bit left up the top edge as well. I'll go down to the bottom of this line and see if that's enough to fill us up. If it is, I'll take it over to the pit. If it's not, I'll stop and then I'll get the Valtra out of the way. I think it is going to be enough. Yeah, it's going to be fine. In fact, filled up a little bit before. There's a whole road of cars coming through again, all at the same time. I suppose it's 7:45 in the morning. It's kind of a natural time to see commuters out on the road. So I'm starting to wonder whether I can actually make it over this bit or not. I'm not entirely sure I can. I'll give it a shot. It's dragging a bit, that's for sure. And actually just reverse up a bit again. Still managing here. There's only a tiny bit left to go in now, so should be okay. But just before we do that, we will get the Valtra moved down. Check the traffic first. So yeah, just gonna hop out here, and then get this guy moved out of the way. Don't think we're going to be able to. We could try and see if we could get a little bit of a line out with the last bits here. It's worth picking up as well. At the risk of collision here. Right, there we go. Fold it up. And I think both machines are due a wash here. So we're just gonna pull them in over here and stop them. So I just gotta check one thing very quickly. Notification here. No, it's fine. All good. So out that one. We'll wash it in a sec. Just gonna hop back over the road. Pick up the last bits here. So we did have a little bit up the top edge of the field as well. Didn't quite manage to collect all of it in the first pass. So I'm just going to lift the pickup here. I'm going to cut across to the corner again. Pick up the last bits, come down the hill, and we'll get that dropped off, and then we'll get some compaction going in the pit. Yeah, it's a little bit left up here. That's worth bringing in as well. Yeah, so we have 69,000 litres so far, and we're adding in another 5 and a bit, close to 6, so close to 75,000 litres of silage we should be getting out of this. That's very good. I'm quite pleased with that for such a small field. It'll at least be beginning to earn its way back. I do find the fields very expensive, but then again that's probably far more realistic. So, this is the bit where I probably should have had a level because I started pushing it out of the pit. So let's actually just have a quick look here, because I haven't really looked at levelers for a while. How much are they? Simple little one for 2,450. And that one, I guess, is more of a actual compactor instead. But slightly bigger. We'll just try and use the little one here. I'll actually get one of these. Got the money. And give it a shot. So, I'm just going to drop off the forage wagon now. Put it back in here under the hayloft, preferably this time without parking it inside a wall or slamming it, getting it locked in the door. So let's try here. I just want to check the back end now as well, make sure that doesn't end up getting caught. Causing a bit of a traffic jam here. Nope, that's looking fine. That's good, so we can close that gate now. Almost getting caught in on myself instead. And then see if I've got enough room here to turn around without smacking into anything. So we can go and pick up that leveler. I think if I track to this size, it ought to be okay just to put it on the front, I reckon. Admittedly, I've never done silage work in real life, so I could be completely wrong. So if you know if these are actually meant to go on the back, let me know in the comments. But here we go. Whoop. That was almost coming in a bit too fast there. Try and hook it up on the front here to begin with. Just so I can push grass back up in the pit to avoid getting some that doesn't ferment. Like I said earlier, I haven't really experienced the issues with like the whole load turning into grass, because you pick up a little bit of grass, but then I have actually been using the forage wagon to pick up the silage rather than loading it into a trailer, which is quite a sort of quick and effective way of loading it up, especially when you're just taking it down to be sold. Obviously, if you are using it to feed your animals, you got to scoop it out, and then it will be quite annoying if you are losing a bunch simply because it's sitting right there on the edge. So let's see, do I need to lower this first? I probably do, yeah. And then like that, maybe. Let's see if we can shunt that up a bit. We could, that's fine, that's grand. Level it up like this. Does seem to be helping. I know it overlaps with the logo, but I'm just going to have to turn on the help here so I can see what our compaction is. So we're already up to 56%. That's pretty good. I'm pleased with it. Just want to see if we can get the last bit shunted in here, so that when we do blanket the silo, we don't end up with a massive amount lying out and about. Yeah, this is definitely helping in terms of well, here compacting it faster, but also getting it kind of shunted back up. Still do have a bit here. I'd like to try and see if I can catch. There we go. That's a bit looking a bit messy now, but it's doing the job at least. Let me just see if we can do the same on the other side, and we avoid having any spillage at all, which would be fantastic. There we go, 76% already. Nice. So it's certainly helping to have this level on it. Oh. Again, I find you have to tip it forward a little bit in order to ensure that you end up with a decent level there. But that's okay, because I think most of it is now safely inside the blanketing area. But just to be on the safe side, we'll push this up even further if we can. This. So the last bit I'm just going to do by running over here. So there's still quite a few peaks and things on it, but to be honest, should be okay. So now I've got a level out, I've got to find somewhere to put. And to be honest, given the simplicity of the equipment, I think right here should do fine. Put it down against the wall here, because we're not really going to be using it for anything else. So, hop out and put a blanket down here for the birds to eat it all. And that's the grass work done. That was relatively quick at least. So, we've got a wash job to do. And then after that we're going to be checking on the nutrient levels, fertilizing levels of the fields. I got both a sprayer and a fertilizer spreader. I got the new Amazon smaller fertilizer spreader from MudHub today. I quite like it. I do have the bigger Radar trailer, but I still bought another spreader simply because that way I find that if I need to swap over between lime and fertilizer, it's fantastic that you can do that. But if you have just bulk filled up your lime spreader and you've got quite a lot, that's an awful lot of bags that ends up lying around the yard very quickly. And I had a problem with a couple of them sinking into the road and basically staying there. So the only option was basically to go and fill them back into the trailer and find a different area to unload them. But there we go, it's looking better already. Let's see, not looking too worn just yet, so I don't think we need to take it for maintenance. We'll just get it put back over in the shed here. Get it to fit in. Close the gate again. That's our grass work done for a little bit. So while I just sit here and stay warm in the tractor, let's just have a look at these fields now. So we've got weeds on 26, and that's still young growth. So we can do that with a weeder rather than anything else. So we'll get the crop tire New Holland out that we also have sitting in the shed here. But first I'll just put the other couple of tractors away, at least this one. Actually we should probably move this one as well because the other one's sitting right behind that door there. So let's see if we can just get you first in here, now hitting the gate, like that. Close the doors, open these ones. So here we are. So this is just a smaller New Holland T5. It's been put on row crop tires, mainly for doing fertilizing and weeding work anyway. And I'll just need to open the gates here. We've got a weeder sitting right over there, and then afterwards we'll need the fertilizer spreader as well. But let's get the weeds sorted over in that field first of all. Forgot to turn that help menu off again after we did the silo. There we go. Oh, I do have the front weight on. It's just that it always bounces just as you come onto the road, so I was just worried that we didn't have enough weight on the front to actually keep this thing balanced and working. Oh, now I'm driving on the wrong side. Living in the UK for too long now. So in here we got weeds in field 26. See, it's one of the things. Maybe I should leave the weeds to grow because I do sometimes struggle seeing them. I can kind of make out the line here of where they are. I don't know if it's any easier in cab view, to be honest. I'm not convinced that it is. But what we might do instead is we'll leave a worker to do this. And in the meantime, I'm going to hop back on the farm here. We'll do a couple of things. We're going to check on the chickens, and then we'll use one of the other tractors simply to get this fertilizer spreader here filled up and brought out to the field, because field 26 also needs fertilizer. First of all, let's just have a look. This box here is a full one. So I'll just move that out into the hinder. Yeah. I love, even though I'm obviously not that good at it still, I still love the handling of things that you can lift in 19 now, compared to random flying objects in FS17. This is simply fantastic. I'm just going to check and see. So it's 116 litres in that one, so we might as well grab that one as well. It's not quite full, but at some point we'll bring in a decent bit of cash. So obviously I have a tendency to lean them like that instead, it seems. So if I just do that, maybe take a little step back, and there we go. Beautifully arranged. We'll probably get a few more in there before we actually take them down. But like I said, we've got some fertilizer on the farm. And we'll just hop into the Valtra. That's still kind of my favorite out of the tractors that I've got. We haven't even fully upgraded it to its full horsepower potential yet. It can actually exceed the T6, even though this is a small tractor, and the T6 is classed as a medium tractor. So this one can go to about 200 horsepower, whereas the T6 is maxed out at 175. Of course, everything's just about horsepower. But we have some spare fertilizer sitting over here, so we'll get this one filled up a bit more. And then we're not going to start driving around the field in this tractor because it's got wide tires on, but we'll simply take it out to the field so we can swap over, and the T5 on row crops can use the fertilizer spreader directly afterwards once it's finished the weeding work, and we can bring back the weeder in the Valtra here. So we'll obviously be down this end of the field by the time it's done. So I'm just gonna hop around into here. Try to be out of the way. That's not our field here. It's alright. It's getting pretty close to done, so at least that'll be a relatively quick swap over here. One thing I'm going to have a quick look at is grain prices. We've got quite a bit of oats sitting, and a little bit of barley. To be honest, that was originally just being kept to feed the chickens. We're growing some wheat now, so there's not much point in that, but we do have 28,000 litres of oats. I think horses are still sufficiently far away that should we need it, we can grow some more. So grain elevator east is close to 2,000 for oats. That's pretty good. I just got to check where grain elevator is. So that's the one just north of the port down there. So I'm going to teleport back over into our T6 here. We're going to pick up a couple of trailers and make some money. So we got two of the Stratton trailers. One's sitting in here, the other one's over in the shed. So we're going to chain them up, and I'm going to fill them up with oats and take them over to the grain elevator and make some money. So I know this storage here is really probably designed for bulk handling or root crop. But it serves as a pretty efficient shelter for my harvester, a couple of extra trailers. At some point we might put in a bigger machine shed, but actually right now I really like these buildings, the way that they fit in with the theme. Am I not close? There we go. Just had to get that tiny bit closer. And then we got the silo system that goes with these buildings over here as well. And start filling the first one here. here. Oh, as well. So that's taking care of most of the overhead in the silo. But that's all good, because it's gonna give us a half decent amount of money. It's not quite 2,000 1,000 liters, but still we're bringing back 24,000, so get close to making 40,000 euros on that. Wow, that's wild if we do. Let's say 35 to be on the safe side. I'll be a happy bunny if we make 35,000 on this. And that will then take us up to around 150. And then a couple of more harvests to 180. We should be able to buy field 18 as well. And then obviously strategically I might have to look at when the right time is to buy it, in terms of whether there's some crop on it that we can harvest as well. One of the problems when I started FelsBrunn was that the first 2 fields that I bought had root crops on them, and I could not afford root crop equipment at that point, so basically ended up ploughing it down. But the good thing was that that at least fully fertilized the field. So when you do plough down your growing crop, it will fertilize the soil. And that is a silver lining, I guess. It's not great to have to waste crop like that, but at least it did some fertilizing. Now, is it this one? I think it is, yes. Some very... I've swiped up quite a lot of those road signs on account of those corners. Maybe I'm not really supposed to be coming down this way, but I am. So here we are. I think this is, just check the map here. Yeah. That is indeed the grain elevator area. And the unload is right here. So I'll switch back to the front trailer. Take that forward quite a bit like that. And start unloading it, and then start unloading the rear one as well. That's mighty fine. That's a healthy dose of cash rolling in now. That's the 150 that I was kind of hoping for. We're well past that. Wow. 160. 46,000. That's nice. So now we're actually only 20, well, a little bit more, but 20,000 away from being able to buy the field. Of course, in reality, if we bought it exactly when we have 180,000, that would really mean we're broke. We'd have no money to buy fertilizer or seed, anything like that for. So ideally we would have at least 10-20,000 euro buffer on top of that. That helped. That made the bank balance feel a whole lot healthier. Oops, mounting the curb there. So once we're back on the farm, we'll check on the status out at field 26. I think it's just a simple swap over of implements, and then we can get a worker going on fertilizing, bring back the weeder, and let's see if we are ready to start harvesting down here close to the farm after that. So, because reversing with 2 trailers is always interesting, I'm simply going to drop one of them there, reverse the other one into this shed right here, and then I'll put the other one back in the other shed. Oop, a dramatic turn there, but then you could probably fit almost both trailers in here because it's a very deep shed. But for now we've got space over here, so might as well keep it in there. If we were to get another tractor, then I'll probably clear out the space from over here and use that building down there purely for tractors. Yeah, really showing off my mad reversing skills here. Not. But yeah, we made it without destroying too much property in the process, at least. Right, let's keep this guy on standby here, and we're just gonna hop over to this guy. He is done with the weeding, which is of course excellent news. So he's simply gonna swap implements with the Valtra. If we can find somewhere fairly level to do that, try and drop that here and pull him up the hill a little bit here. I'm just gonna hop out and swap over to the Valtra. Start that up. Drop off the fertilizer spreader. And then I should reverse around so I can pick up the weeder. Like that. And then he's just going to wait here, where he's hopefully not too much in the way. And then I'll get back in, pick up a spreader here. I did have one interesting thing going on where the PTO looked like it was about 6 meters long on this thing early on. I think it was a small glitch, but nothing major. Still a nice tool, and it's possible to extend it to have a much higher capacity than it currently does. So we're going to start work going on that one. We're going to bring the weeder back to the farm. Then we're going to have a look at the field right next to the farm, see how the wheat's doing. And I don't think it's quite harvest ready yet. So this is field 18 here, as you can see, standing full of, I think that's corn, it looks like corn. There's no point in speculating about it right now because we still haven't boarded. And the wheat is not harvest ready just yet. So we might pop over and do some of the fertilizing work once we put this stuff away. First of all, let's get the weed in here next to the sprayer. There's got to be room for the fertilizer spreader. Now it says that the helper has completed that task. I had some issues with that before. It seemed like that particular fertilizer spreader, I don't know, seems to be doing something a bit wonky with the worker. Don't know exactly what it is, but we'll hop over and have a look. Yeah, so he's kind of done 2 rows and then decided that was enough. So obviously, I think the best thing to do here is that we take over, given there isn't really anything else desperately that needs to be done on the farm at this very minute. So I think both this field and the next one down, number 27, both need a final dose of fertilizer. This fertilizer seems to be using less than the radar one. I'm not sure whether that's true. Also don't really feel like it corresponds to an 18 meter spreading width, but I could be wrong. It's more like 12 to be honest. But it's still a pretty quick job to get done at least. So I think as I mentioned in one of the earlier videos about FS19, I'll probably just do some FelsBrunn live streams. I don't really intend to record any episodes on it. When I find a modded map that I really like, new one comes out, then I will probably start doing a recorded episode, probably edited and recorded episode instead, with a kind of story mode to it. FelsBrunn is fine. I think it's actually a really good map that Giants have been putting together here, but it's also sort of slightly the map where I'm learning, figuring things out and stuff like that. And you can do that together with me if you watch the live streams. If not, that's okay too. But once it comes to recording an episode, I tend to spend a bit more time. I'll do, things like this would get time lapsed, and sometimes try and spend a bit of time moving around the map, finding opportunity for doing some nice scenic shots that you could put in. Of course, put music on and everything like that. So it takes a little bit longer to produce something, but hopefully the end product is worth it. I think it's good to have a mix of both live stream and more edited videos. I enjoy both aspects of it. I like streaming, but I also like actually sitting down and try and edit something together. If you haven't watched my South Mountain Creamery Farm videos on FS17, that's kind of my first series where I started doing more and more editing, which I think is also pretty evident as you move through the episodes. The first ones are pretty light and then almost straight recordings. Could have been live streamed instead, and then further on you get a little bit more editing and even a couple of kind of voiceovers, and I hesitate to call them special effects, but a few effects and stuff like that. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, if you're interested, take a look. Yeah, I know it's Farming Simulator 17, but it tells a story at the same time, and that story isn't actually quite complete yet, so I will be aiming to do that still, even though I am now also playing 19. No, I keep saying that every video now. Sounds like I'm just saying it, but I'll be getting back to it. The holiday period has been a little bit of a break from actually doing any recordings or anything like that. I know a lot of people use the opportunity perhaps to produce something instead, but I actually enjoyed having some time off, not doing anything else. Which is after all also what holidays are supposed to be about. Oop. Almost had a road traffic collision there. So as you can see, the fertilizer use is not particularly high. I don't know. I haven't kept close enough an eye on it when I've been using the breakdown, but it seems to me that after fertilizing 2 full fields, we've used just over 300 litres of fertilizer pellets. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. I'm quite pleased with that. Okay, maybe it's 350 by the time, but then I've actually overlapped quite a bit here in places, so yeah. I don't think it seems to be a lower usage rate, but I could be wrong. If anybody else has done the experiment, let me know. It turns out I've been driving around with it lowered as well. How embarrassing. So, get this one put back in the shed as well. Just going to have to do a little maneuver here. And then just pop it down here. And we move through over here. So, let's just have a quick look at the map and the fertilizing state. Excellent. So that's 26 and 27 done. The grass could do with a layer of vert at some point, but apart from that, right now, there's not an awful lot to do other than hurry up and wait, basically. So, I think this is probably about a good time to say thank you for tonight, for the live stream. If you're watching it later on, thank you for watching as well, and I hope to catch you again soon. Thank you very much from Overcord Gaming, and see you again soon.